Hello everyone, this is Mark Rivera of GenreOnlinenet on YouTube, and today I have a review of Hollywood Collectibles Aliens prop replica of the M41A pulse rifle as seen in the movie Aliens. Now, I just got this today and I have mixed feelings about it, and I already opened the box because I wanted to see what it looked like, and now that I have, I'll show you what I got, and then I'll take it out and put it on try to put it on its stand and tell you what I think of it and whether or not you should invest in this or hold off. So let's move on, please. Within the box, which the shipping box is literally the box for this thing, there is no inner box. You have this foam covering, which I'm going to put here in front, and then inside you have the actual prop replica, which I'm going to take out and leave in the bubble wrap just for now until it's time for me to actually show you all what it looks like more closely. And then in here is the display stand, which I'll also show you all in a moment. And basically there's nothing else in the box, it's just this foam which comes out. Nevertheless, that's it. So hold on and I will show you the rest. This is the display base that it comes with. Feels like it's made out of metal or resin. I don't really know, maybe it's a mix of both. And here on the bottom you have the felt bottom where it says Aliens, HCG, Hollywood Collectibles exclusive pulse rifle. This is number 127 out of 250 worldwide. This is also an exclusive model that can only be bought from Hollywood Collectibles directly. You're not going to find this in stores. This is the pulse rifle itself. It's a replica, and I have to say, having some time to live with it, it's not nearly as bad as I thought it was, because I was very disappointed when I opened this box. Now, there were things I knew about this from the beginning, and that is that there are no moving parts, not even lights or anything like that. You do have the number over here from the movie of the amount of rounds that it has, but everything else, which again, there are no lights, nothing moves. It's a static prop replica. I mean, I call it the plank of wood, but it's not, obviously it's not made out of wood. It is it's about 5.5 pounds, okay? And this is what it looks like from the back as I'm holding it. This is what it looks like from the top, okay? And now I gotta put it back down again because this is a heavy piece. This is the side of it, okay? From the front, oh really from the front, from the left side, right side. This is the front, okay? And then this is the other side, okay? Sorry, I'm just doing this handheld because it's a lot easier before I put it on the stand and stuff, and hopefully then we'll be able to get a better idea of what this is all about. But anyway, this is what the prop replica looks like of the pulse rifle from Aliens. Okay, so this is the prop now on a Lazy Susan here on my table. And I will have photographs of this at the end of the review, as I always do. Okay, it's on the stand, and finally I was able to get it securely on the stand. Basically, this piece slides into a groove here that connects it, and that's what holds it into place. And now you can get a look at the detail, which looks screen accurate. I mean, obviously the actual muzzles, you know, they're plugged up, obviously, because this is not meant to be, you know, it has no moving parts. It's simply meant to be like a prop replica, and you could, I guess, use it for cosplay, but you'd probably be better off with something else that's a little bit more durable, perhaps, in terms of if you were to drop it. If this thing were to drop, it would definitely break. It's not that it's brittle, it's just that it's made out of, I guess, a mix of resin. I'm not sure if it has any metal parts in it, but it weighs about 5.5 pounds, so it has some heft. And this is based on the this is based on like the standard props that the cast would have gotten, that basically they just hold the rifle and it didn't do anything in the movie. Only specific hero, I think that's what they call them, hero pulse rifles were used in the movie to you know, that have the moving parts, etc. Otherwise, this would just be kind of like a version of what somebody from the movie would be carrying, you know, in the background. So this is kind of like a non-moving part, or an NPC among the pulse rifles in the film. And this was taken directly from the prop replica, and it is licensed by, you know, it is a fully licensed product. See, my problem with it is, now, look at this. Now, you can order it either weathered or clean. Now, I pretty much, I think, went for the clean one. And so I look at this and I'm not sure if this is supposed to be weathered or something like that, or whether it's just a bad paint job. And that's one thing that I don't like about this, is that I kind of feel as though the paint job, it just, like, if this is supposed to be weathered, this is somehow screen accurate, you know, which unfortunately I wouldn't know. Maybe some of you would know, and if you do know, please comment on this. But quite honestly, it really is, you know, if it's, I don't think it's a great paint job. That's all, you know. So now I'm gonna move it. I like the green. The green looks good. Let me just move this up, please. Okay. The green on the rifle looks solid. This is why I think that this is supposed to be, you know, the clean one, because there is no battle damage or scuff marks on it whatsoever. It simply is, you know, it's like if you were, I guess, to get one for the first time, it would probably look something like this, I imagine. But all things considered, that's what makes me think it's a bad paint job, is because if that is the case, would it look like that from behind? You know, now these are made in America, and so they're not made in China or something like that. But even so, I would expect better quality than this if that were the case. And part of it's just simply because of two things. Number one, it's very heavy, and once you do slide into place, it now feels a lot sturdier than I originally imagined. However, when you do look at it the first time, it feels like, you know, if somebody were to bump into this or something like that, if you don't have a proper display for this, again, it could fall and it could break. And here's an example. See? Ideally, I would have at least liked it if it locked in permanently, so that only unless you slide it out can you actually remove it from the stand. That's how it should be. But the way this is you slide it in there, but there's no magnetics to hold it to the stand, number one. And number two, despite sliding it in there and having it sturdy here on the table or whatnot, it's simply not dependable if you put it, say, on a shelf somewhere and then somebody bumps into it and it falls. Now, I do think this would look great wall mounted if you want to do it that way. But you know, there are cheaper alternatives, such as Airsoft makes BB guns that are licensed. They look exactly like this, except they have the real moving parts, and they're about at least $300 cheaper than what I paid for this. So, in my humble opinion, it's not worth the money, okay? It's a nice piece for the most part, but I think it could have been better. And I kind of am, I'm very unsure about the paint job. And I'm gonna put a link in the description to my friend who has an Airsoft replica of this. He's a world-class collector in the United Kingdom, and I wish I listened to him beforehand before I bought this, but I did try to see if I could get the Airsoft one, and unfortunately they are sold out. And they had them in stock recently, but they're limited edition in themselves and they're sold out. So me having the cash for this, I decided, okay, I'm gonna get this because, you know, it's an exclusive piece. And if anything, the only thing I am definitely grateful for is I originally was gonna get the one from Alien Romulus as a prop replica, but now that I see what the quality of what they do at Hollywood Collectibles, I don't think I would want it. I think I'd be very unhappy with it if I were to get it and it didn't. You know, if you're going to spend money and that thing is going to be more expensive than this, if you're going to spend money on something like this, you know, you want it to be perfect. And while this is not by any means poor, it just, again, I just don't know about this part at the bottom here. And I don't trust the base. You know, I mean, yeah, I can spin it around like this and it stays on here, which is actually better than I expected. But all things considered, you know, it should have either came with a wall mount, which is one thing that you can do. It will look much better wall mounted. And I realized that as soon as I showed it to you guys on the phone that it came in, and or if it came with a better stand. And so, unfortunately, unless you're very hard up to get this, I would not recommend buying this. I'm probably going to end up returning it. I mean, right now, I'm less disappointed in it than I was before. But all things considered, I think you can get a better deal someplace else, or just wait till they come out with something. I mean, you can get, if on eBay, the Hasbro one and mod it yourself and paint it yourself, and it will have all the moving parts, and you could have that. And if you're really good at what you do, it will come out fine, I would imagine. But otherwise, if it came with a wall mount or it had a more secure stand on it, I would be mildly satisfied with it. But as is, I think that this thing can get knocked over, and I don't trust it. So I don't recommend it. So that's my review. This is the Hollywood Collectibles exclusive pulse rifle from Aliens. I'm going to have some photos after here so you could check it out, as well as a link to my friend's review of the Airsoft one so you can see it and compare. And, you know, I'll see you all in the next video. I hope you all having a great weekend, and thank you for your time. Bye-bye now.